But I think the topic is about like being authentic versus simping or pandering.
Yeah.
And
Is that it?
yep. There you
Man,
go.
I ain't
You can
gonna lie.
chime
I'm
in on it
gonna
if you
be
want, good
simping like
brother.
a motherfucker. I'm simping. I got you. I'm simping like a motherfucker. No, I'm just talking shit. But no, in my opinion, in my experiences, I think it's better if you be authentic. Because that pandering and simping, if that's not who you genuinely are, then at some point, like the person that you like lead with, where I should say like the man that she's seeing you as, like you got to keep that facade up pretty much. So if you genuinely not a simp or a panderer, and like she's gonna find out over time, and she might stop fucking with you as a result of it. So it's better to just start off just being who you are. I think the problem is that when you simp and pander, you get it a lot easier. You know, I think that's the problem. And guys go with the paths of least resistance, because it's easy. But when you don't, when you choose to not simp or pander, it might take a long time for you to get what you want out of the game, but as a result, it's longevity, that's attached to it. Like you actually get something true and real, and you leading with who you are and not, going with the paths of least resistance. So yeah.
Well, sip get what you want.
I heard somebody say something, but I didn't hear it clearly. I heard like echo or whatever.
It kind of went out. It kind of went out when he said it. Say
I'm
that
sorry.
again.
I say sipping and parenting doesn't guarantee that you're gonna get what you want from another person.
Well,
no, that's a
I agree.
fact.
Don't
But
guarantee. It's just
for what True Prodigy
it
just
the
said,
odds
I
in your
think
favor.
it's a lot of validity in that. Go ahead, True Prodigy.
Well,
No, he's right. Like nothing in life is a guarantee or absolute, but I do think it tilt the odds in your favor, like 100%. Like it's more likely for a situation to happen, pretty much. Like if you
well,
tell
let me ask y'all a question.
like you trick and simp and you say, hey, look, I pay. Go ahead, you got it.
What is the definition to you all of simping and pandering? Because it's like, see, the thing what I see is that okay, if a guy is being accommodating up front, then the other guys in the background are going to say this person is simping, but all he is doing is just being accommodating up front. He's doing his kindness up front or baiting, as somebody says, in order to see what he can catch. Versus okay, a dude who's gonna lead with, as he said, he's gonna lead with his good looks, or he's gonna lead with confidence and strength, or that they're saying okay, well they're not that's not simping, that's not pandering. So let me know what is the definition of simping and pandering?
Okay, and just real quick, in my definition, to pander is like what the Prince of Panhandling be doing. The pander is what Derek Jackson be doing. It's when they're pandering to a crowd of women. You see what I'm saying? To get them to feel like having a whole phase is okay. That's what I mean by pandering. Simping is not accommodating. Simping is you going out of your way to accommodate. When I smoke good. So if a female's around me, she's gonna reap that as well. When I drink well. So when the female's around me, she's gonna reap the rewards of that. When I go out to eat, I go out to eat in nice places. That is accommodating. If I didn't normally do that, not only do it when a female get around me, that is simping, in my humblest opinion. But I land there.
Okay, so let's say you don't smoke, but the girl smokes, and you're like, all right, well, it's only gonna cost me $20 in order to make this girl happy, so I'll go get a dub just to be able to. Is that simping or is that accommodating?
Well, me personally, if I
That is
don't,
actually a good question.
drink or smoke or whatever, me like if I don't drink, I'm not gonna even. I'm like, hey, look, you over here doing your thing. I bid you a do, or I'll join you when you finish, or I'm not gonna do anything to like feed into that, you know, because I don't even, you know, be around people that do that activity, or I don't do that activity myself. So I mean, it could be accommodating, but me personally, it goes against who I am. So
well, I come in. I'll on that right fast. Like if it's just a tonight thing, somebody just dropped. Oh, I think that was OTO. If it's just a tonight thing, no problem. It's all good. You know what I mean? But if you somebody to where I'm trying to build something with, and that's not what I'm on, it's just not what I'm on. You know what I mean? So there's that. That I feel that. But I got homegirls that like even when I'm not smoking, because I'm currently not smoking, even when I'm not smoking, they smoke. And just because and not for anybody to read anything into it, because it's really not that big of a deal. Like say, I generally just have smoke around me, you know what I mean? Just because of my past life, and it's not that big of a deal. And I'm not like say we not like planning the future together or no shit like that. So it's not that big of a deal. And this is a chick that been around me. So if she generally comes with her own, like literally 10 times out of 10. But I'd be like, oh, I got this here. You want to check this out? You know what I mean? On the smoke side. You know what I mean? So I don't, is that simping? I don't know. Like I done had niggas, I done had people in America, I mean in Minnesota tell me, oh, we don't take our chicks out to eat. Like, well, nigga, y'all finna lose all y'all chicks, because I do. When I go out to eat, I like the company of a beautiful woman. So I guess. You know what I mean? So there's that.
I don't think it's nothing. I don't think it's nothing wrong with being a little bit flexible. I don't think a little bit flexible. I don't think it's nothing wrong with that.
I believe pandering and accommodating is two different things. Pandering to me is somebody bending over backwards trying to please somebody at their own expense. Accommodating is just being, doing things that you want for the person that you want to be with. The woman can also be accommodating as well. It's a two-way street. Sipping to me is more like a guy that's on the lease control, is on the lease. Pandering is somebody that willingly does it. Accommodate people. People accommodate each other every single day. Does that mean that they're pandering or something? No.
Is it my turn?
Yep. Shout out Laura. She said, I like that hat. I think that's the second compliment I got on my head tonight. Like, I appreciate it. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, for sure. When Ronan's family, so his family is my family too. So that's what's up. Yeah, for sure. So yeah. And anybody on like say anybody on here have a different opinion?
I mean, to me, every word that you guys used are all similar definition. You said simping, pandering, and accommodating. All have similar values. It's in the delivery of how you do it that makes it one extreme to another. Okay? It's the perception and the delivery of how you guys use those words that either mean the same thing, but you're just trying to word it to where it's a little bit softer or not. Authentic is authentic. You're going to take me as you come. Meaning, if I'm abrasive, you don't like abrasive, then see you later. If I'm kind, then I'm just kind. If I'm being my authentic self, like you even referenced, if I was going to go out and have a good meal, what does it matter whether I just have somebody with me or not? That's you just being authentic. It's not like you plan to have her and you're trying to swoon her or put your best foot forward. That's the whole thing about a lot of dudes is you try to perpetrate being one person, but then once you get found out you're not that person, all of a sudden you either get butthurt or the girl realizes you're not that person and decides to walk away because you basically lied up front. Even though most women lie when they put on their makeup and their hair and all these other things, that's a trade-off. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm my authentic self. I'm not going to pander toward one person or another. I'm going to tell you straight down the middle. That's the way it is.
Yeah, that's what I said when y'all asked about authentic.
You got a question after he finished speaking.
Yeah,
I
for sure.
said when we
I'm
talking
good.
about authentic, I was saying that I don't lower my standards to fit into a crowd. It doesn't mean that I can't be kind and respectful to others, but I'm not going to sit there and change who I am just to overly please somebody else.
Agreed. I
Well,
agree.
I'll say this, just like what Ronan was saying, because it's really on um how the other person is receiving it. Because like how they say one man's freedom fighter is another man's terrorist. So it's the same thing for for a person who's simping. They'll say one man's lover boy. I mean, one woman's lover boy is another woman's simp. Because okay, this person is being accommodating and kind, trying to, as you said, woo the person. Now, a person who likes to be wooed, they're going to take that and they're going to appreciate this person being, being accommodating to them. But then there's that woman who might consider herself to be a baddie, and she expects, certain accommodations and deference, and basically depending on if she likes the dude, she might be like, oh, I got me one. I got me a sucker. I got me a simp right now. So I'm going to take advantage of this person. You see what I'm saying? So it's really about that, if this person, and it's funny because that actually happened to me. Like I was in Mississippi of all places, and I met this chick. I was there for the BP oil spill, and we're going out, and she was talking to her sister on the we went over her sister's house, and she was on the porch talking to her sister, and her sister, I could kind of hear the conversation, but I was sitting in the car listening to music, and I was hearing her talk to her sister. She was like, yeah, I got me one, child. Yo, check this out. Oh, I fell and I hurt my leg, and I peeked my head up, and then I jumped out the car. You okay, baby? And she's like, oh, I'm okay. I'm fine, sugar. So she, winking at her sister, like, see, I got me one. You see what I'm saying?
Damn.
But I peeped the game on that one too. You see what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay, you think you got you one just because I'm being accommodating to you. But I can cut it off. I can cut it off just as soon. I mean, just as quick as I cut it on. So don't get it twisted. I'm just being accommodating to you because I'm here. I'm new in town, and I'm looking for I'm looking to make friends. But don't think you're gonna be having me bend over backwards, and you're gonna be fleecing me out of all of my loot. Because if you think that's the case, guess what? I can drive. I mean, I can drive off just as quick as I rolled up on you. But I land there. That's why I was saying that. But go ahead.
Okay, real quick. I'm gonna say. Let me say this right fast, and then Prodigy say that he wanted to go. Shout out to Joe. She said in that case, Charlie, you said take me out to eat, Charlie. Yeah, for sure. Like say if you a person that look at Cheesecake Factory as beneath you, we probably wouldn't work out. If you a person that just look at new experiences as beneath you, we probably wouldn't work out. Like say, I don't mind like, you know what I mean, like just chilling and kicking it and stuff within reason. I'm not gonna go nowhere and pay $500 for a steak. That's just not how I get down. But I'll land there before I get to these other ones. True Prodigy said he had a question. You want to go ahead and ask that question, True?
Yeah, man. So do you guys think it's like anything wrong with being a little bit flexible, or I should say accommodating? Like example, let's just say I'm overseas, and I think most women overseas can't pay for their own Uber, so you be accommodating, right? And you pay for a woman's Uber, even though your standard, you say I don't pay for women's Uber, period. Like it's sort of like an ironclad thing, or it's tight, with your like this is how you are with your standard, but you say, you know what, I understand where I'm at, so I'm going to be accommodating to this one. I'm going to be a little bit flexible because life happens. So is that a thing, or should you more so be extremely strict with your standard or whatever, like regardless of where you are and what the situation entails? So yeah.
Real quick, I'm gonna let everybody go. I'm gonna go last. Hold on, Black Cleaner. True Project. A quick question: how old are you, brother?
I'll be 34 this year.
Okay. So you're 33.
Definitely.
I'll go last. Black Cleaner, you could go, and then I'll pick up after everybody else.
I was just gonna say, well, Uber, it's really relative. Like, okay, in the States, okay, I ain't paying for no Ubers because shoot, I mean, from Atlanta to go to someplace, your average Uber is gonna be between $20 and $40. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm paying for you to come to my spot, that's $40 there and $40 back. So I done spent $80 for you to get to where you need to go. You see what I'm saying? But here in Panama or Colombia, your Uber's only going to be about $4 or $5. So I mean, $10 to get you to come to where I'm at and go home. No, I mean, yeah, I'm going to pay for that. You know what I'm saying? No problem. So it really depends on, you know, as what I was saying before. You know, what your intentions are. If you over here and you trying to get me, because I'm the type of person, I'm a lover boy, and you know I'll admit it. Okay, but me being a lover boy, the only thing that I'm doing is this. Okay, everybody's seen the movie Dangerous Minds. Okay, where the teacher was saying, "I'm giving you your A up front. It's up to you to keep the A." So I'm going to give you all of the kindness and accommodations up front. Now it's up to you to keep it going by, you know, returning the kindness and returning everything back to me. But as soon as you're like, oh, this dude is a simp, this dude is a sucker, I'm about to get him. Well, you're losing your A grade. You're starting to be, you know, your A is starting to depreciate, and you're starting to lose your points. And eventually, what's going to happen is you're just going to get cut off in the end because you started trying to take advantage of my kindness. So that's where it is with me. I'm very flexible in the beginning, but as soon as you try to take advantage of it, you just get cut off, and I'll end it there.
All right.
So, what's country you were in that you said that you was paying for Uber ride for a lady?
It ain't that. You know what? I'll make another example. It ain't necessarily even got to be an Uber driver. It's okay. Let's just say you a dude and you say, I'm not like, I have a strict standard to where I'm not paying for no ice cream, like, or not even ice cream. I don't pay for food on the first date, period. Right. This is your standard, but it's accommodating. Hold on. Like, hold on. Just hear me out on this. But you say that, okay, this is a woman. She's my preference. She's bad. You know, she's sweet. She's kind. She's nice. You know, she's submissive and all these different things, right? And you say, since this woman meets my standard, I'm going to be a little bit flexible or accommodating, and I'm going to buy her an ice cream scoop that costs like $3, you know, even though you have a strict standard to where I'm not doing it, period. So so what I'm saying is, should you fully adhere to that wholeheartedly, or should you more so be a little bit more flexible or accommodating? You know, so yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, real question. I mean, real quick, X-Pac, before you respond, Jody say, yep, authenticity is key. Also says I only date. What Nick says I only date Chiefs fans. Good luck with that, bro. Lee Major say that's being a man is what I'm assuming that he was trying to say. And then you could go ahead, X-Pac, and then I get to these other chats in a minute. But you could go ahead and respond, X-Pac.
I think accommodating depends whether you have or don't have expectations in return for what you're doing. You know, if you're doing it for a girl trying to gain favor, you know, that's on you. It's just on how far you carry it and all. You know, like you might be accommodating. You might. I know that y'all don't smoke, but I go, can I smoke a cigarette? No, go ahead, smoke a cigarette, no problem. Now, if I smoke here online, y'all see me smoking one cigarette after another, then y'all probably have a problem with it. But you know, accommodation depends on each individual person. You know, accommodation just means no expectations in return. You being friendly, you met somebody, you being nice to them, and you just leave it at that. Other times you have other expectations. You're trying to get something from them. So you have to decide what's right for you. I can't tell anybody how to live their life. You know, just do it without regrets.
Yeah. Real quick. Say yes and no. Interaction with women are led, not given, then taken away later. If she doesn't respond immediately she self-eliminates. I agree with that. Ronan, do you want to chime in before I chime? Because I said I'll go last.
Just hit the question one more time for me, Truth, so I can answer this right.
I got you, man. So, and I'll make the ice cream analogy or example again, right? So let's just say I have a strict standard, right? To where I'm not buying no ice cream for no chick, right? This is a standard, you know. It's airtight. I've never done it. You know, I just say I'm 35 and I've never done it on like for the entire duration of my life. But I run across a woman that fits my standard, you know, that fits my prerequisites. You know, she's submissive and all these different. She got her own money, you know, all this stuff, right? So you say, you know what, this is something that I normally don't do, but since she's a woman and she like fits my criteria, I am willing to go. I'm willing to be a little bit more accommodating or flexible, pretty much.
Okay.
You know, I guess just to like gain more favor with this woman, pretty much. You know, even though this is a standard that I have, but yeah,
I get where you're going with it. And the first example you kind of hit with Uber, you know, paying for Uber. Yeah. My thing is, if I'm in America, I'm in the Philippines right now. If I was in America, I have my own vehicle. Okay. Most men normally would go and pick the lady up from where she lives at and drive her to the location, unless you're a lazy ass. And then at that point, then yeah, you might want to pay for an Uber because you should have went and picked her up if you have your own fucking car. Yep. You get what I'm saying? That's what a man would do on a first date. He should go and pick her up. Now, she paranoid for some reason and don't want you to come to her house for whatever reason, then I'm sorry. I have a way to come get you and take you home. You know, if you want to be accommodated in that way, then you need to pay for it or drive yourself. We're all in America. Most Americans have their own car. So you're already setting a standard for a woman it's not acceptable for her not to have a vehicle in America when you know it's necessary. By setting a standard, I'm just going to send you an Uber to pick you up. Or she's already setting a standard that you're not allowed to come pick her up at her house for whatever reason that is. I don't do that. I don't do that at all. If I can't pick you up, you can't meet me, then the air is, do you still want to go on this date and can you afford to actually go on a date by getting yourself there? It's still not my responsibility to come pick you up on a first date. We're just meeting. Especially if it's like a coffee date or an ice cream date like True was referring to. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that at all because you're already setting an unreasonable standard. She doesn't have to be responsible for herself. You do. Right off the bat, and you don't even know this woman. No way. I'm not doing that. So if I can't come pick you up, you can't drive yourself. That already tells me right there what level you are as an individual. You can't afford your own car. And then it also lets me know, well, if we even go to a place like a nightclub or something, what you're telling me is you don't want to drive because you're going to be a sloppy drunk. Because maybe you're going to overthink and you don't want to fucking drive home. That's why you don't want to drive. Not that you want me to pay for an Uber. So you're still letting me know psychologically where you are mentally. And that is up to me whether I want to go ahead and accommodate you or not based on your request. But for a woman to outright request something without any justification of that's just the way it is, like some women want you to pay $50 down payment, pay for their childcare, give you nails and all. What the fuck? Even if I pay for all that, I just set you up for the next 5 dates because every ninja you date after me, your nails are already done and your hair is already done. So if you ask them, now you're running game. So were you really sincere on asking me for that money, for helping you get set up for a date? Now, men have to go and get ready too. So you can't even use it. Well, I got to get ready for the date. Okay, I got to get a haircut. I got to make sure my clothes are on point. I got to do all the same prep that you got to do. If you're not adult enough to prep yourself, I ain't got nothing for you. So no, I'm not going to accommodate you with that. I'm going to either come pick you up or you can drive yourself, but I'm not going to pay for an Uber for a simple date. Now, once we get to know each other and all these other things, and I figure out what your situation is, again, that's still up to me whether I want to stay in that situation or not. But right off the bat, you already starting off with a red flag with me.
So no matter where you are, so no matter where you're at in the world, no matter what the situation entails, you're not going to do it initially.
Okay, let me finish then. That was America.
Go ahead.
Now, here,
okay.
On the other hand, like a Grab doesn't cost that much. Okay, a Grab is nothing to me. I mean, it's basically $3 to come pick you up or go somewhere. And typically, most foreigners don't own vehicles. They might own a bike or a trike or something wherever country you're in. And sometimes they can drive themselves, and sometimes it's just nice to show up. So if I can't catch a Grab over to your place, swing by, pick you up, and then go out to the same thing, I'm still going to run through that process. You know, if we can't meet, I'm either going to catch a Grab towards your place, pick you up, and we go on out the way. You know, or because it just doesn't make any sense. Me grab a cab or you grab a cab and we both meet somewhere in the middle.
But a lot of places overseas have cheaper options than like a Grab or Uber driver.
You got the Jeepneys, you got all kind of shit out here.
Here, instead of Jeepneys, cups and sun tiles.
Yeah. So, overseas is a little more acceptable, but in America, most people should have a car. If you don't have a car, you're already allowing a standard for a type of woman or man that you're willing to accept or date a man that is not even responsible enough to own his own vehicle, can't pay his own car insurance, whatever the fuck the situation is. In America, you can't get nowhere without a car.
Yeah.
Actually, in places they like say city transportation is a common form of transportation in America in a lot of places. For me, it's not a common form of transportation just because when I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. I don't want to wait on nothing or nobody. That's why, as a black man, there's two places that I'm going to drive to automatically. That's the casino and that's church. Because whenever you go there with people, they always got a reason to stay longer. So when I'm in my vehicle at those two places, I'm leaving when I want to, and I'm coming when I want to. So there's that. But far as relating to your question, Lee Major say not true, Ronan.
I know he's referencing big cities. I'm not from a big city, so I don't cross-reference what I don't know. I don't live in New York. Even when I lived close to Houston, I was in an outside area. Most places in Kansas, there's no mass transit that you can catch on. I've never been in an environment where that was a convenient thing, and still I own my own vehicle. I just cannot. I can't wait on nobody. I caught a bus one time while I was in the Marine Corps, and I damn near lost my mind because they literally drove by the location I wanted to go all the way to LA, and I had to double back to Riverside from Palm Springs. Oh, hell no, I couldn't do that. I can't put my life in somebody else's hand and can't get directly there and back. That's just on me. But I understand what you mean. Yeah, bigger cities do have mass transit, and people are comfortable with that. I'm not.
Okay.
Charlie, as soon as you finish answering the question, I got another question too.
Charlie's got the last
guys, like say we're gonna wrap up here in probably about another good 20-30 minutes. But what I was gonna say to that is for one, those are some very, and not to you, true prodigy, but those were some very minuscule things to stand on business about. Like, I guess I'm older and I'm from Mississippi, which is I guess poor and stuff like that. Bro, I came up like paying goddamn the girl mama to watch her kids while she come with me. I came up chick like, well, shit, I ain't got no gas in my car. Man, hon, when you get here, I got a couple dollars for your tank. But that's back when gas was $1.50, 75 cents a gallon type shit. $10, $15 would have went a long way. But also too, like I'm never like, oh, I'm not gonna spend no bread on no female that I don't know, because that's come like, what are we gonna do? Like, say I done been on like in those been few, But I've been on dates to where we done been on walks and stuff like that. But like say, especially in Mississippi, you know what we'll do? I'll come pick her up. Maybe if she drank because I was drinking and smoking back then, we'll turn blocks, drink and smoke and chop it up. Them are some of the best interactions that I had. So if I have something like that I'm just don't do and it's in my hard, it's a hard rule of mine, I'm not gonna do it. That's just point blank, period. But it's not gonna be something as minuscule as buying ice cream or buying coffee or going out to eat. Like I don't buy crack and I won't buy it for me, her, or nobody else. That's just not nothing I'm willing to compromise on. It's just not a thing for me. You feel me? So that's different. But I come from the day and age to where it didn't like to help a female like get some gas and she finna come over there and kick it with you. Now things I never did was pay for hair and nails and stuff like that. Not the chicks that didn't belong to me. You know what I mean? Because that's some new age shit. Oh, I gotta get ready to come out with you. So first thing I tell them, just because I like to switch the game up. I'm like, so you don't think your authentic self is good enough? You know what I mean? I'm gonna put it back on her. You don't think your authentic self is good enough? You think you gotta put on all this fake hair, fake nails, fake eyelashes, fake to meet me, a real person? I assure you, the person that you meet is gonna be the real person. You know what I mean? So you don't think that you're authentic enough for that? But for two, I'm like, if I was to pay for you, only time I pay for like hair and stuff like that if I messed her hair up. And you know what I mean by that. You know what I mean? So outside of that, no, I'm not never been no nigga that's gonna pay for no chick I don't even know hair and nails. You're an adult. And something too that's just like, I guess this comes with time to where she said, I got my own car, I got my own house, I pay my own rent. I'm like, so you saying you a functional an adult? Is that what you're saying? Because that's what you got to do as an adult. Is there a list that you decided not to sign for niggas to pay that for you? Because if that's the case, put my name on that list. If I could put my name on the list and just have that shit taken care of, I would have it taken care of. But as an adult, that's just some shit that we got to do. So with that, I land, so I won't be going on a tangent, but I mean a tangent, but it's just minuscule things that I wouldn't make that my hard stop. But go ahead.
No, I got you, man. See, I said that, you know, because it's people out here that, not like us, for example, like we all can be accommodating, right? Or a little bit flexible depending on context, right? Generally speaking, no, but on in the right circumstances, yes. But there's some guys out here, no matter what the context is, they're not bending and folding for no woman, period. Like let's just say this woman overseas, Uber costs $1, right? $1.50. You say, no, you better go and ask one of them other guys that you know to pay for your Uber so you can come see me. It's guys out here they're that strict. I'm being so real. So that's why I asked that question, because, you know, I just wanted your perspective on it, pretty much. You know, from the older guys, you know. So yeah, and it's also another question I want to ask too, right? So, and I don't necessarily know how you guys are going to take this. It's going to be kind of a weird question, but it's all good. So, would you guys rather be like a pander that gets what he want out of the game, or a genuine, authentic guy that gets absolutely nothing? I know those are like two extremes. You guys can give context if you want, but if you had to choose between the two extremes, which one would you line more with? The guy that is pandering, Derrick Jackson, and become a multi-millionaire and get any chick he want, or a dude that don't pander and he's authentic and genuine in who he is and he stand on that, you know, 100%, you know, airtight, but he don't really get what he want out of the game at all. So yeah,
that's actually a good question. That's a damn good question. You want to start, Black Cleveland?
Yeah, I'm gonna go first. Let me tell you this story, okay? I was cleaning, okay, because as I said, I work for, you know, these cleaning and restoration companies. All right, so I go to this gated community. This gated community is actually where Future lives, okay, and I've actually went to Future's house. In this gated community, right? Pretty much everybody in there. You got to go through the gate. They got security. They got all of that. I go to this one person's house. I call the customer. The customer's like, yo, I'm on the plane to Europe. The doors is open. Go ahead and, do what you need to do. So basically, I'm in this dude is out of the country. I go up in his house. He got a nice mansion, and pretty much he's like, yo, just, make yourself comfortable, do what you need to do. And, and when you finish, just, leave and leave the bill or whatever, bill us later. All right. So in my mind, I'm like, yo, how the hell can this dude be so accommodating and kind? Don't he know that, anybody can come up in here and just take some shit? Yes, he does know. But guess what? The moment that you do that, they already know who did it. So they just gonna cut you off, immediately as that situation happens. So to answer your question is I'm like that when it comes to how I handle things. I'm the house that has no locks, but I got the gate, and I got the security guard and all of that. So as soon as you think that you're about to take advantage of the situation, okay, everything gets locked down and you cut off. That's pretty much how I handle my thing. I'm the mansion behind the gate. If you can get in the gate, and you'll be able to get whatever you want. But as soon as you think that you're about to take advantage of the situation, everything gets cut off. So yeah, I guess to answer your question, I'm the panderer who's gonna give you whatever you want, but you just gotta know, okay, don't be greedy and don't be trying to take advantage. And I land there.
All right, I'll chime in too if you guys want me to, but somebody else can go.
I say that I'm authentic, but I also, depending on circumstances, I'm accommodate people. I'm happily married, no regrets. I retired at 40 years old. I don't have anything to really worry about. I'm pretty much created a life that I'm happy with. Now it's about maintaining what I have and, improving what I can. Everybody has their own different paths that leads. There are many different paths that can lead to the same destination. Just don't regret the path that you choose to walk.
Okay.
I got you, man. So I'll chime in, and I'll answer it the way that I posed it. So see, it was two extremes, right? And I'm probably gonna align more with Black Cleaner on this because the way that I posed it was you're in a situation where you're not getting anything, like period. So I would rather be the guy that panders and get something out of the situation. I benefit from it as opposed to a guy that's 100% genuine authentic that gets nothing, like anything. So and that can be contextual depending on what he's pandering to, or like if he's a sellout or whatever the case may be, but generally speaking, I would say that I would be the guy that panders and actually get something out of the situation as opposed to a guy that's 1,000% or that's 100% authentic and genuine and gets nothing. So yeah.
Well, let me also add this. I'm sorry. I just want to say this because I remember talking to my ex-girl, and I talked about this a lot, and I've actually written a book about her too. And one of the things that she said to me was this, because she was the one who is authentic, meaning, she's hard-nosed, you're not getting nothing. She's the person, she got bars on all her, on all her windows and, got the cage on the door. But the reason that she has all of this thing is because she tells me, she's like, yo, I don't have a family to fall back on. If you come up in here and you fuck something up or you steal something or you mess something up, I don't have nothing. I got to work hard in order to replace that. So therefore, no, I'm not letting you, borrow my car. No, I'm not loaning you any money. No, I'm not doing all of these things because if I lose it, I have nobody to be able to get it from. So I understand why some people are so hard-nosed about, no, I'm not buying you no ice cream. No, I'm not, taking you out on no dates. No, I'm not doing this, because it's like, yo, there's the moment that you do something, I'm asked out. So therefore, no. So that's really why a lot of people are a lot more authentic and hard nosed versus being open and accommodating. Because okay, yeah, if I lose, if you take like I've had somebody take some money from me, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I was pissed off about the situation, but the next month everything reset. So I got, I didn't get that money back, but I made the money back, based on, my rents and everything that I got. But still, it's like I could afford to lose that little bit of money that you took. And guess what? You won't get no more money from me. And I think Kanye said it a long time on one of his songs, Deuces. He said, "You gonna be hot for a little while. I'm gonna be rich forever." So yeah, I can afford to lose a little bit when you do this stuff, but you just lost a lot because from taking from me because you just got cut off of the well or excuse me of the faucet. So, but there are people who don't have that faucet, so therefore they're like, nah, door closed. If you can't get in here, you can't do it. Then that's on you. You got to be able to put in your own work, homie. You got to be able to do everything on your else, and then we'll see what happens. So I'll end it there.
Hey, your example sounds like the movie Temptations. When that
he
when
looked
that
like one of
woman
the dudes from the Temptation. No, I'm joking. I'm fucking with you, Black Cleaner.
What the hell?
Don't nobody want to see you, Otis.
Right. Shout out to Black Cleaner. But go ahead, True Prodigy.
Now, well, so pretty much, I was gonna piggyback off Black Cleaner, but I'll say this instead, right? Like I would prefer to genuinely be who I am, like 100%, but I do understand that you might not, like Black Cleaner said, you might not be a guy that's plentiful. Like you might be, pocket, what's the term? Penny pinching. So in that context, you can't, huh?
I said pocket watching, but you said penny pitching, so doesn't matter.
Okay, yeah. So you can't really be like, you can't really like be flexible or anything like that. Like you have to give a hard no. Like I don't really have much to give, so I got to stand on myself and who I am. So that's a factor. But if I had to choose between the two, I would be like if I had to choose between the two extremes, I would rather be I should say like more so like a panderer, because at least I get something out of the situation, and after you get what you want out of me, I don't have to deal with you no more. Just piggybacking off Black Cleaner. So yeah.
Yep. Real quick, guys. I'm about to pull up somebody new. I think David, is he from your from your tribe, Ronan?
Who?
He's showing his face, so I don't really care.
Oh yeah,
that's one of my things about his
family. That's family right there. Yeah, David Dice's family.
Okay, how you doing, good brother?
Good night, bros. How y'all doing?
Shout out to Team showing love in the chat. Showing love to Lee Majors, but I fucks with Lee Majors too. Shout out to Tam pulling up, showing love. Appreciate you, love. But real quick, before you go, David, or even Ron, because I'm sure Ron haven't went yet. I will say this: when you are the person that I preach that people should be, what I'm working on to be in myself, that just women follow you for your authentic self. Women seek you out for your authentic self because that's how they met you. When you going to places like the club and you have to approach women and the ball is in their court and stuff like that, they're only choosing you off of one or two things. You look good or you look like you spend money. You know what I mean? It's not a person. It's not a place to where they can be like, oh, he got a good personality. Nobody said that in the history of ever going to clubs. Oh, I talked to her because she looked like she got a good personality. Yeah, with that body fitting dress on. Yep, I seen the personality too. Poking out the back of that dress. Yep, I seen it too. So with that being said, me personally, Prodigy, and this is just keeping it a buck. From me being authentic, I have some women in my life that I've had in my life for the past 10 years. Easy. I got one of them that's like in a notebook, in a safe, in the closet, in somebody else's house. And that's that. I could go to that notebook, that number any time of the day and get whatever I want whenever I want it. But she's not my type at all. You know what I mean? So she's just a reserve. But I'm saying that to say, I think you could be authentic. Now, if it came down being a panner or being authentic before you and you never got nothing, like let's just say for the sake of argument, you are an incel. We all know what incel is because I've spoke about them plenty of times on this platform or whatever. Between a panderer or an incel, I'm gonna be a panderer all the time. But mind you, I'm pandering to one woman, which could also be considered game. When I'm talking about pandering, I'm talking about what Derek Jackson's done. I talk about Dr. Umar. I'm talking about, come on, let's get somebody feelings hurt. We're talking about the black church. You see what I'm saying? Those are places that pander to certain crowds of people because they know how to press those buttons. But I'm laying there.
Yo, can I piggyback off what you said?
Go ahead.
Yo, can I piggyback off what you said concerning the simp? Now, let's just say like he's a simp, right? Like he's a genuine simp, not a simp. Not simp. I sell, right? He's a I ain't gonna say the full term, but he's a. I wouldn't advise you to say that term on YouTube. But
oh, really? I didn't know that was a bad word for YouTube, though.
I literally got my channel got taken down. Where that word wasn't specifically why, but my last channel got taken down, and that term played a factor in that. But so, this guy is an I sell, right? And he's a dude. He has a standard of the type of woman that he wants. He has a standard. I want a Kim Kardashian, Megan Fox type of chick. I actually know a dude like that. He has an extremely high standard of the woman that he wants, and he's not bending and folding that standard for nobody. Even though he's a dude with no game, he has no experience. He's still a virgin, right? Like, but this is what he wanted. He's not bending and folding for anything, but he's not bending and folding for nobody, right? You know. But at the same time, he's not getting what he wants out of the situation. He's not lowering his standard as a result of that. So in that situation, he's just going to live the rest of his life not getting anything because he's genuine, authentic, standing on what he wants. But he can't really live up to that because he got no game or no experience, right? So that kind of goes back to the example as well. You know, like, you know, some people being extremely strict and like standing on their example, you know, standing on their authenticity, I should say, but they're not getting anything because, you know, it's like, I mean, they don't have experience or whatever. So I mean,
agree.
just chime in on the topic.
I do have a great rebuttal for it. Let's allow one of these two gentlemen to go that hasn't went yet. Israel, is that you? I need you to put on your camera right fast. Let me make sure. Oh yeah, for sure, bro. You don't got to cam up. You don't got to stay cammed up if you don't want to. I just had to make sure you was you, bro.
He stays cammed up. That's just what we do.
Damn, you trying to say I'm ugly? Like tell you, like turn. No one wants to see I'm ugly. Like turn that camera back.
No, because all right,
Charlie. All right. Jeez.
No, I'm just saying. Like once I notice you and I notice your face, like you don't have to stay cammed up. But shout out to in one of the brothers that in what is real. Yeah, Dave, you could go, or Ronnie, you could go, or either one of you brothers. But I'm sure David pulled up because he had something that he wanted to add.
Yes, sir. Shout out to my big brother Ronan Travelers. Shout out to the rest of you gentlemen. I was listening, and you guys are giving a perfect description of the differences between pandering and simping. And to me, they're both one and the same. I think pandering is what you allow, and if you allow it long enough, you will eventually simp. I personally think that, especially now with the whole dating and everything, so I think a lot of you guys in this chat are gentlemen. I'm not a gentleman. I'll be honest with you. I think my most recent example was because we had like a most recent example. We had a rough winter in Brooklyn, New York, because I'm from New York. I remember one time I went to go link up with this girl, and it was snowing. It was freezing. So I get to my car. I got in my car first. So she's watching me like, you going to open the door? I said, I'm already in the car. If you want to get this heat, you open the car and come in here yourself. If not, I got to go. Damn. Tell me why. So I told her, tell me why in the night she's in my crib and she's getting work. And I wasn't even trying to do a facade or anything like that. But I honestly don't have patience Like if you go on a date, it's not like you have standards, but at the same time, you have. I don't have patience for these chicks nowadays, respectfully. So I know if I'm like that here, and when I do go overseas, I'm gonna be respectful, but my tolerance level is almost non-existent. I'm just waiting for you to do something so I could just say have a good day and go about my business. You see what I'm saying? So pandering and simping, I don't even think I'm even capable of even doing things like that at this point, to be honest with you. So I don't know how you guys feel about that in your own cases, but I know my big brother Ronan, he's not about that simping and pandering. My man Ronan is militant.
Well, go ahead, lay it on us, Ronan, and then I want to hear from the
Charlie.
good brother Israel.
Charlie, check your email while we talking.
Oh yeah, I just sent you an email back.
All right, I ain't seen it yet. But yeah, I made you look like the sucker on that one.
This is like
that
a
was
similar.
my question. Not a simp in that picture. Like, come on, bro. I thought we were.
There's a question mark. I left it with a question mark for a reason. You know what I mean? Are you simping or are you just being authentic? You know, are you in love? Or you scallywagged into it or what? You know what I mean? But what was
real quick before you go, Ronnie? Real quick, Lee Major, I don't know what that was. You never had to ask to get on the panel, bro. If you need the link, just say that. I'll put the link back and come on, bro. You on the home team field. What are you doing, Lee Major?
Let me on this panel. Come on up here.
Part of the home team, bro. Just say the link.
Like
he part of the family over here.
He gonna come on the panel like he ripping his shirt off like he's Superman. What you got?
Superman has his kryptonite.
Lee Major, you shit.
All right, take for example, my wife, she wants to we take care of 33 dogs in Thailand twice daily. Do I actually really want to do it? No. But I accommodate my wife. Why? Because it's a good thing. If even that little dog that you see in the background near the window, if I didn't help that dog out and take it to the vet yesterday, was running a real high fever and having an infection, she would have passed away on the street. So, it's accommodating, but accommodating depends on the circumstances. In a way, I don't think it's really too much wrong with pandering. It just depends on what your expectations are. Sometimes you don't get what you expect from it. Nothing is ever guaranteed. But pandering becomes simping is when you allow the other person to take advantage of your pandering, where they are in control of what you do for them instead of you doing it willingly.
I don't know. I look at pandering the same way women look at accountability. I can't do it. It's just it doesn't compute. I can't do it. I have no problem. You should have no problem telling a woman no, or you listen to her opinion. Absolutely, it's balanced. It's a partnership. But I look at pandering like enabling certain things because I don't know if any of you brothers are living in New York. I know Mr. Expat living is overseas and Ronan travels overseas, and I don't know where Mr. Azrael is from. Hope I said your name right. But
I'm in Brooklyn.
You're in Brooklyn too, right? So you know what I'm dealing. You know what we're dealing with here. You can't deal with these Brooklyn ladies with no pandering, simpism. It doesn't exist. Don't do that out here.
I don't. I'm actually about to move to Brazil at the end of the year.
I seen what you did there. You said simpism.
Yeah, that's how remix late night. All right, go.
Hey guys, before y'all continue, real quick, guys. Hold on. Give me a second. If it's still for the super chat, bro, is thoroughly appreciated, man. Appreciate you. Like I say, it don't take much. It mean even more if you hit the subscribe and like button, man. But anything is appreciated, man. Just showing your appreciation, and I appreciate your appreciation. I land there. As real, you want to go?
Yeah, man. To David Dice's point, that's why I remember you came on. I think your parents are Jamaican too. I'm not sure.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. They are.
Yeah, you're gonna have to definitely travel, bro, because New York has a way of New York has a way of making you rough and tough around the edges. And when you travel to another place, especially outside of the country, you're gonna kind of smooth out and realize like there's no need to have your guard up as much. But I mean, you're gonna have your guard up, yes, but in a certain way. Like it's not a thing of when you're dealing with women overseas. I'm not saying that they're perfect and that they're sugar and spice, but the games that you're gonna play over here is not what you're gonna play over there. So you're not. I'm not saying this is 100% true, but women overseas are not gonna be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go out with him just for a meal," right? That's more of an American thing, right? If they don't like you, they don't like you, and especially if you're dealing with women that have options, they're not gonna just go out for food. And if they do, the likely chance that they do, it ain't gonna cost you like an arm and a leg. You can tell that the woman is actually going to be interested in you. You know what I mean? It's that you. It's gonna be a follow up. It's not like a thing of you meet a girl in America here, and then like, oh, you double text her, oh, she lost interest, right? It's not a thing of like who's gonna. It's not a game of who's gonna be the nonchalant the most, or who's not gonna give a you know what the most, right? And whoever does is the winner. Like it's not like that. It's over here. It's very. There's a lot of mind games and a lot of dealing with like some kind of there's a lot of antisocial behavior in America. That's what I'm saying. If you do that, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you do that in another country, like let's say you do that in Brazil, like a girl might ghost you because you're not forthcoming. They want like I'll give you a prime example in Brazil. Like if you don't kiss a girl, right, and the date is going well, she gonna think you don't like her. You see, yeah, you see how your face was like, hold on, what do you mean by that? Like, yeah,
Yeah,
like
I think we all seen that. I'm clipping that, by the way. Go ahead.
yeah,
Yeah,
Picture in the
it's
mouth.
like you gotta be careful because I just met you and I'm not kissing no chick. I don't know if you just gave some man some business just now.
but see,
I'm
that's
not.
what I'm saying.
You
But
gotta be
no,
wise
it
with
don't
that.
have to be necessarily a kiss on the lips, on like, but a kiss on the cheek, like. But you see how like your mind went to straight from the worst. I'm not saying that's necessarily wrong, but
Mm,
it's like you can kind of take off your armor when you're out of the country in a way, right? Like you still got to have your faculties about you, but you can kind of relax and lay back. Like not the women are not out to get you like that, like in other countries. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
Out to get you.
to answer everything you just said, you're absolutely right. Um, I think the environment will definitely change. The way I am. Because here, I think you got to be this way. I don't like to, but being an asshole and a charmer works here. I don't know why chicks just love asshole Jamaican dudes. I don't know why.
Because in
They do.
America, people display a lot of antisocial behaviors,
Right.
and we're proud of it. We make it as though it's. I mean, I don't want to get political, but it's like people love Trump for a reason, like because they love the antisocial behavior. The I'm an asshole and I'm proud of it, and I don't make no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Right? We glorify that in a way, especially in New York. Like I always say, people in New York are proud to be a-holes. And that's why I don't like being here. It's very toxic. Like people are just proud to just be rude. Like people say, oh, people kind of like go like kind of try to downplay it. Like they say, oh, New Yorkers are different or New Yorkers are aggressive. It's like, it's more than that. It's like they're proud to be rude. Like people always tell me like, oh, I've heard people say, oh, before you go overseas, like you should try to like live down south because the people are more hospitable, right? Which is true. Look at it. What's your name? David, right?
Sir.
Yeah, like think about it. If you go down south and you see somebody, you walking down the street, right? And you see an older person, they're gonna say hello to you more than likely. If you don't say hello, they're gonna think you're rude.
Right.
In New York, it's not that way. Like if you look at a person more than 2 seconds, they're gonna be like, "What you looking at?" They're gonna give you a look.
That's
I mean,
true.
Yeah, they're raw. They're thinking that's
Yeah.
food.
You can't even stare at somebody for more than 2 seconds on the train. You know, they gonna, or you try to nod your head and smile, they're gonna think you weird or you're gay or something like that. You know, like New York has a way, it's a microcosm of antisocial
And you
behavior.
said if you nod your head, they gonna think you weird.
Oh yeah.
Well, see,
Now you from
'cause
down
up
south
north,
too,
everybody-
True
That's
Prodigy.
crazy
Like
as hell to me.
that's not our war. That's their war. Like we from down south. Like it's the opposite over there. Where like down south, like down south, like say I had a homeboy from Minnesota go down there with me, and they was like every time I ride by my neighbor, he's an old dude. He see me, he throw two. I see him back. Guess what I do? I throw up the two. He was like, how many times y'all gonna do that? As long as we see each other. In fact, if I don't speak to him, he's probably gonna think something is going on with me and gonna come over here to check and see.
Right.
That's how it is down south. Mississippi is a hospitality state, though, so there's that. But but go ahead. Then I'm gonna read these little couple chats and
no, I'm just saying. And to your point, Charlie, like in Brazil, it's the same way. Like I've heard people that were dating Brazilian people, couple like one American woman. She was dating a Brazilian dude, and she said she always used to like at first used to annoy her, but she got used to it. She said every time like they'd be like, "Hey, let's go out to so and so," like, "Oh, let's go to the beach, let's go to this restaurant," and he'd be like, "Okay." Right, and then they're walking down, but then he'd be like, "Oh, let me go say hello to my aunt first." Right, he'd be like, "Oh, you know," and they'd be like, and then she would ask. At first, she's like, "Okay, cool," but then it'd take maybe like 20 or like 30 minutes, and then after a while, she had to ask, like, "Okay, when you're going to meet a family member, like, how long is this gonna be?" You know, but that's who they are. Like, they're more family. Like, David, if you were to meet a Brazil, if you were to go to Brazil long term, and you meet a chick there. By the time you're dating in the second month, you're probably gonna meet all her family members. In America, it's not like that. Like you meet people's family like a year or 2 years later, and even then, like the girl has to really, really like you or think that you're quote unquote the one. In other cultures, a woman you could be dating a woman for 2 months, she likes you, you guys hit it off a couple dates in, and she'll be like, "Oh, you should come and meet my parents." In America, like you could be sleeping with this girl for like 2 years straight. Y'all be in a situation and never meet her parents. You understand?
You're absolutely right.
I have two things to say. I tell people a lot of times you can't expect a bountiful harvest in toxic lands. And number two, there are good and bad people all over the world. So take your time to get to know somebody and never rush anything. That's the problem. A lot of people rush things and ignore the red flags, hoping things will become better. A snake is a snake. No matter how many times it sheds its skin, the only difference is it becomes a bigger snake.
That's true.
That's a fact.
Absolutely
That's
right
a fact. Shout out to you for that. Jody say, "I'm glad." I don't know. I forgot what she said. What anybody said to say that, but she said, "I'm glad I'm from Cali." Shout out to you, love. Shout out to Smith X3, which is the Scream sponsor for the night. Very much appreciate you, good brother. He says, "Gotta have boundaries, understand expectations." For sure, for sure.
Boundaries with consequences.
What did you say?
But also, too, you're not going to learn anything in your comfort zone. You gotta, you learn from trial and error. You know what I'm saying? So you got to get out there and try something. You know what I'm saying? Because if you over here just being in your comfort zone, and you're just gonna stay in your comfort zone by yourself.
I tell people use their mistakes as stepping stones to success.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. Let's say explain any energy checking a woman or holding her accountable if she's not scared out of her mind to upset you or be dismissed. She is not attracted to you. That's another thing I was gonna say too, guys. Y'all just read the room a lot of times. I think that's what we got like going on as men. A lot of times we don't read the room and we want to give ourselves like the benefit of the doubt. Bro, if she want a deposit from you, if she want to go to a place that like she's never been to before and have you spend all this money, she don't like you, bro. She don't like you. I done been on goddamn it dates to goddamn it a little Mexican spot with chicks. You know what I mean? I done been like I said, I've been on walking dates. Now those are few, like especially with newer chicks, but I've been on walking dates. I like them down south. What like is coming customary to come pick a chick up. We go to the L and goddamn it, pour us some drinks and we ride around and smoke and talk and get to know each other. We might pull up to a lake or something. Like if you got to spend $500 for a chick on the first date, she's not that into you, bro. Let's just be honest. That's just not a thing for real, in my opinion. But I land there.
I mean, dudes still do that?
Yes.
Yeah, they doing it out in the shit.
I still can't. Like the way gas prices is now, you better make sure you're getting some at the end of the night to drive over to the house, pick her up. I look at my gas tank, I look at her. One of you got to go. Like I pick my gas tank, so it's just you could.
But see, as you was just saying, what you was just saying earlier, like because I'm from Boston, so I'm from up north too. One of the things that the up north chicks like is they like to feel safe. So when they see that you are hard nosed, you know what I'm saying, and you are being tough, it's like, okay, this dude is not being a pushover. So that means if he ain't gonna be a pushover with me, then that means he ain't gonna be a pushover with other people in the street. So then they can say, okay, well, he done passed the pushover test. Now I can open up a little bit because I can feel safe with him. I remember prime example with Clarissa. What's her name? The woman boxer, Clarissa Shields.
Yeah,
and she was talking about when she met Papoose and how when she was with Papoose and all of these people were trying to come up to her to get an autograph, and Papoose was like, "Yo, he was regulating," and that when she saw him regulating, it's like, "Oh man, I'm a woman boxer, but I feel safe with this dude." You see what I'm saying? And that's really what it is when it comes to these women from up north. It's like they want to be able to feel safe that their dude is not going to get put them in the danger. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what that boils down to. So when you did that, either you gonna get in or not. It was like, oh man, yeah, I like this guy. He got a little bit of roughneck to him. You see what I'm saying? So that's really what that is all about.
But the crazy part is, honestly, I don't try it, and I'm not a tough guy. I'm just a man with principles, right? I would never claim to be tough, but the thing like that is, you get so many tests like that. Just dealing with a chick, you don't gotta date her. Just have like a regular one night type of thing, and it's like I don't have time for no tests. Even the way they, you dealing with a chick, and she's like, I was talking to one recently. And just hearing the way she speaks, I'm just like, what am I doing? like I went to her house, and I went over her house with sweats on, and she live in the projects. So I'm burning up in the hoodie, melting in her couch. And I'm like, you don't even have food for me? I'm coming to your house. She's like, what's going on with you? It's not enjoyable. You do it because they're convenient, but it's not. That's why I look at them and I treat them the way they do. Not bad, but I'm not as patient. Like, if you're not willing to comply with what I want, have a good day.
But that's what a man is supposed to do. A man is supposed to have a program for their woman because, as they said, a woman wants somebody with motion. Having motion means that you out here doing something and you have a position to put her in. That's why women love their jobs a lot more than they love their man. Why? Because their job has motion and they have a position to put them in to where when they do right, they get benefits from it. So you got to do the same thing that their job does.
Real quick, guys. Smith X3 says, chase her until she catches you. Yeah. Meet someone's parent. Then somebody said, he said, don't listen to this guy. It takes you a year to meet someone's parents. That speaks volume about his character, only his character, not American, U.S. or us. There you go. Well, I'm sure he's speaking from his experience, so we can't say that his experience is not valid because he experienced it. You know what I mean? So yeah, shout out to you.
Well,
But
just say a
yeah,
sample. You
You have another
just to
question,
say
Charlie? If you have time to answer it, you know.
just to
yeah,
say a
yeah.
sample.
We get like 2 more questions going, and
I
then we're
think
gonna
somebody else
start
wanted
shutting
to speak.
down because I did not realize it got this late, this fast. Once again, guys, I went out of my boundary, but when we start cooking, I'm starting to think that Ronan jumping me. Like he like, bro, we're gonna flood him right when he say he ready to go. We finna flood him. So man, shout out to
Uh,
to Ronan.
I would
He
I would
said I'm
say
confused. Go ahead.
if you dating somebody seriously in Thailand for a whole year and she doesn't, you haven't met her parents, you should meet them within the first few months at the minimum. If you haven't met her parents, that's considered a red flag in Thailand. You know, other countries it varies, but in Thailand, that's how it works there. And I will also say that the majority of good women overseas is looking for a partner for marriage. That's how the majority of them are. You know, the world is changing. You know, new Western standards, stuff like that. But if most of the good women are seeking marriage, what does that leave for the rest of the guys that are not looking for marriage? And you have to take that into account.
Honestly, I'm trying to be like Ronan Travels, just minus the Chiefs flag in the back. But I'm trying to be like my man Ronan Travels.
Yo, wait a minute. Hold up.
Sorry.
I'm over here minding my business. I ain't talking about whatever football team you got. We took our lumps this year. We didn't make it to the championship, and I still get hate off of Kansas City. You can't hate on a brother that's naturally talented. Don't get mad.
Did he have like a 3-peat?
Just because
Did
my
Kansas
home.
City have a 3-peat?
No, they've been
Yeah,
to
we
the
did.
Super Bowl with
Yeah,
LeBron.
we were shooting for a 3-peat.
Then the Eagles happen.
They'll be back next year,
Real
though.
quick, guys.
Yeah.
Real quick, real fast.
Let my
Lee
homes get
Major
healthy.
said to David, I believe he said you should have brought her an AC. You gotta know Lee Major to know why that's funny. To him. Jody said, did you at least get some box at least?
Who, me?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Is
she's
that-
talking to you.
Yeah, I got it from not from that
Yeah.
girl though, different girl, but she was available that night, so I had to hit her up. So there I go.
Yeah. It said, here we go with the program
So,
talk again. Name the first 3 tenets of your program. What? Elaborate. Who you talking to, bro? Oh, he might be talking to Play Dog. Okay, there you go. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Project, you go ahead and ask your question right fast, and then we're gonna go around, guys. Let's try to make it brief because we're gonna be wrapping up here in a minute. 12 o'clock just crept up on me. I'm talking about like a hungry ninja in the alley, just came out of nowhere. Hey man, you got $5? Them type of dudes. You know what I mean? So
Man,
yeah, that's how 12 o'clock snuck up on me. Go ahead.
I saw
I got you, man.
I'm sorry.
I got you, man.
Yeah, I saw the.
Nah, I'll make it quick. So, yeah, I'll make it quick, G. So, this kind of goes back to the, authenticity versus being flexible or whatever. So, should you adapt to your environment or should your environment adapt to you?
Okay, one thing before
And I'll give
anybody
context right
answer
quick.
that, y'all
Hello.
understand how when you change the words, you change meaning, because the way that you just said it as if Panderer means flexible, and that's not the same. You see what I'm saying?
No, I didn't
that's just like in the Bible.
I didn't want to
they
like
say
specifically imply that word.
Flexing is more got to do with kind of like accommodating a person
Is
and the
it?
reason why you do it. In a
Are you
sense.
Well, no, I didn't necessarily like
that as well. You know what I mean?
In
I didn't want to
other words,
imply that
it's like
word.
open mind.
Bending a little bit more than you used to.
No, you good. I got you, man. So I was finna say that that's just like you going in a nightclub, right? And in this nightclub, it's strict like rules and stipulation that everyone has to adhere to before they even enter inside the building, right? Like you can't wear colored hats, and you love colored hats, and every time you go in a bar, you know, you wear a colored. Well, let's just say you move to a different city, and for like for the first 30 years of your life, you know, you've been wearing colored hats, and you've never had a problem with that, right? But then you go to another city and you go to this bar or whatever, or like most of the bars in that city, it's like you can't wear colored hats, and you go inside the bar, it's like you got to take that hat off before you enter into this building, and you say, fuck you, I'm on to another spot. And then you go to that spot, you can't come into this spot unless you have a colored hat. And then and then it's just a perpetual loop of BS, you know. So yeah.
Well, like I say, that actually happened to me. Like being from down south, we wear hats like these are our cowboy hats. We call it our crowns and stuff like that. Like every year in my life for the first 30, 35 years of my life, I didn't wore a hat. But it's not until I went to California, I just realized you can't match hats just because they match. Hats have a meaning out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of hats. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I can't even wear a Yankee cap out there in certain places. In some places, like it's really in the hood. Like, but if you're going to like West LA, like Brentwood or Santa Monica, no one is gonna really bother you like that. It's like when you go like in Central LA and like East LA area, like never go to Watts. There's no reason ever to go to Watts. That's like the Brownsville of Los Angeles. But like everywhere else, you know.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, no, that's the thing. And guess what? For me, in order to get what I need done while I'm out there, I either A, gotta wear no hat, or B, just wear an all black hat with nothing on it. Because it's not even the color of the hat a lot of time. It's like the Marlins hat. That means something different. If you're wearing a goddamn, go ahead.
No, that's like a rolling 60s or Slauson hat. But I was gonna say you can wear all black hats, or you can wear a LA Dodgers regular blue hat because it's a neutral hat. Like you could wear a LA Dodgers hat and you'll be fine.
Yeah. But just saying, like you didn't, like, if you're not from out there, you don't know. You need to take a hats course before you just be out there, or especially if you're going to be walking and you're going to be out moving around. You see what I'm saying? Like, you need a whole hats course. You need somebody that know the lay of the land and tell you where to be. Like, I'll tell you something else they told me, because I go out when I'm in places, like, especially when I used to get down. Like, bro, be careful of what club or bar you in, because he said you could go in one bar and a shot of Hennessy will be $15, $20. So you could go into a bar that's next door and a shot of Hennessy could be $75. So be very aware of where you are out there. You know what I mean? So there's that.
If anything, when you go to LA,
to pay like $10 for that shot.
If anything, when you go to go ahead.
What'd you say, True Prodigy?
No, I was saying, but like, what if you're only willing to pay like 10? Now, I was saying that, like, what if you're only willing to pay $10 for a shot, period, and you don't want to change it for nothing? You know, like I said, you know, this is like your standard, you know, this is what you stand on. And you say, I don't care where I go in the world, $10 is the max that I'm going to pay for any shot I take. But as a result, you know, you might not get the shot that you want. You know, you might not get the drink that you want, you know. So it's just like, you know, you setting the standard for yourself. It goes back to my other question. So.
Yeah, I get that, but believe it or not, True Prodigy, like, say you and I get what you aiming at. I would just have to look at it as more of a real world example, and I tell you why. To say I will only pay $10 for a shot no matter where you go, I would argue that you have been nowhere. Because when you go certain places, like $10 is damn near what you're gonna pay for a beer. So, like, it's just, I get what you're saying, but when stuff like minuscule like that, to where it's hard to compare.
Charlie, I know it sounds absurd because I'm operating absolutes, I've just spoken to individuals on YouTube that have the like a mindset like that, you know, pretty much to where I'm not willing to bend and fold for nobody. I don't give a fuck who they are or what's going on, you know. So I just think I like me personally, I understand that, you know, you can't really like move how you want to move depending on where you're at in the world. You have to bend and conform to some degree, you know, unless they're gonna kick your ass out. But some guys like I'm not even going to that place if I can't do what I want to do, you know. So I trust me, I understand it. I'm just saying I've spoken to people that have a mindset like that. That's why I hopped up on the panel to get a different perspective and to see what you guys think about that. So yeah.
Yeah, well, see, let me, because I understand what you're saying. Like, prime example, Charlie's always talking about, you know, the Centurion Lounge at the airport, okay? You're going to have to, you know, abide by some certain rules just to be able to enter the Centurion Lounge. But when you enter the Centurion Lounge, you'll see the type of environment that you're going to get, which is different from, you know, just being at the regular food court in the airport. But I understand what you're saying about the mindset. Like when you go to Cartagena, all right, the majority of the guys that go to Cartagena, they only go to two places, okay? Club Delirium and Hollywood Beach. You go to Hollywood Beach look like Myrtle Beach or, you know what I'm saying, some beach in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Because they just sitting around on the beach, you know, drinking and listening to Tupac or whatever. But that's the environment that they feel comfortable in. When you start talking to some of the girls and you get in, you know, you might meet a nice quality girl. The girl might, and you might like, yo, let's go to Hollywood Beach. The girl be like, Hollywood Beach? That beach is dirty. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to go there because they're equating it to the quality of people that are there and all of the things that go on at Hollywood Beach. Or if you say, let's go to Delirium, I'm not going to Delirium. That's like going to the Hostro. That's the track. That's not the type of person that I am. What type of person do you take me for? So it's really, I mean, and it's the same thing. The same person who has the mindset of when they get off the plane, they go into those two places, Hollywood Beach and Delirium, are the same people when you say, okay, I got this job, it pays $80,000 to $100,000, and all you got to do is just sign up. And then they ask, are they drug testing? Because they do drugs. Well, guess what? The guidelines of that job is the reason why they're keeping you out, because they don't want that type of person with that mindset. So yeah, you can stay in your comfort, as I said earlier, you can stay in your comfort zone, but you will never be able to grow and advance because the growth and advance is outside your comfort zone. And I land there.
Agreed. Real quick, guys, let me read this right fast. 3X, which is the stream for tonight. Real shout out to you, X3. I said 3X. X3. So I told you I'll be saying shit backwards sometimes. But he said, meeting the parents in the witch doctor rights to marriage. Shout out to you. So Uncle says environment. Wherever I go, I am still me. I'm not in here blanking with you. You all are in here with me. Either you are the center of your entire universe or not. Shout out to Jody. She says he is right. I'm sure that she's talking about me in the way that, or me and Azriel, the way that moving Cali. She said, are you from Cali? No, I did a lot of business in Cali. Like, I met the Cali UGK, and if you move around, like, you know who UGK is out there. Well, I was there at those type of things.
I have family in Los Angeles. I was gonna move there. It was I'm still working on. I just know I'm definitely leaving New York at the end of the year. It's either between going. Ideally, I wanted to go to Rio for like a year or two and see how it feels out there. But the goal was to go to LA though.
Bro, go to Brazil. You made it out. Go. Get out. Right. Go, man. You be happier, man.
Quick question to you, Dave. Have you traveled outside of the country?
Later, the end of this year, I plan on. No, I haven't. Not only place I'm going to was Jamaica. That don't count.
It counts. It counts. I know what you mean, though. I know what you mean because your parents are from Jamaica, so you don't count it. But it do count, though. It do count for something.
I mean, if I want a perfect imitation of Jamaica, go to Flatbush.
Ah,
Yeah, you know what I mean. Everybody, majority is
Well, now
Jamaican.
let
So
me ask you this, then, good brother. Where you say you plan on going to?
I'm probably going to Colombia. Actually, I've always had an affinity for Latin culture, and South America has always been my preferred destination, just in general.
are you gonna go to Cartagena?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
The reviews, it's another brother named Andre Spence on Low Crossing Borders. He's kind of like the boots on the ground because he's actually there. So I'll be asking questions and do a confrontation and ask him.
But Coach Andre is in Cali though.
Andre's in Cali. He's not in
Yeah, but he
Cartagena.
gives you perspective in different.
I think you're thinking
parts.
we're talking about Medellin. We're not really talking. Cartagena is nice. Cartagena has a lot of
It's a beach town.
Yeah, it's a beach town. It has a lot of Afro-Brazilian, Afro-Colombian vibes. Like you would like it, and there's a lot of other expats that are there too as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Some specifically that's a part of this thing of ours. We got Jay and McGill over there. Those are two vets over there that they built their own hotel where you could go stay at. And like say they got double, triple security out there, rooftop pool, some very active brothers in the community.
If you want to check out what Charlie was saying, they were on I think it was yesterday. They were on BMT's channel yesterday, and then I would recommend you try to connect with BMT and to get connections with them if you're gonna go out there, because their like estate and their properties are really nice. Like if there's anybody that you should go to, is go to there because they'll not just rent out the Airbnb to you. Like they'll hook you up and tell you like all the know-hows of like Colombia. I'm going to Brazil on Monday actually. I'll be in Brazil Monday to visit.
Go to Instagram, Rooftop Republic.
You should have ended with that, man. Damn.
Yeah, I want to go to LA. No, man, forget LA.
No, I'm going there for 2 weeks. I'm going there to Brazil for 2 weeks just to check it out.
Okay.
2 weeks. This your first time in Brazil?
Yeah, it is.
What part you going to?
I'm going to Rio. But I've been to I went to Portugal in November. And like so I've been studying Portuguese since like October.
Real quick, you've been on my panel before, right?
Yeah, of course.
Real, you've been on my panel before, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I know, I've seen you over here before. Yeah, because we was talking about conjugating verbs and things of that nature.
Yeah, with the books. I got my books.
Right, exactly.
I got a bunch of them. My other books in my work bag, but I got like 3 Portuguese books. Let me see.
Okay. Man, when you go out there, man, listen, we went for like 10 days and it wasn't enough. I promise you. It seemed like as I was walking out of the airport, it seemed like I was walking right back into that moment, bro. Like the 10 days is not enough, man.
Yeah, people always say don't go there for less than 10 days. People usually say that.
Man, I'm trying to see what's going on with Philippines, but Ronan treated me like a Republican, so it's kind of hard, to book a consultation. Ronan, you too quiet over there, brother.
You muted, Ronan. Ronan, you muted. You got to unmute, Ronan.
You muted. I can't hear you.
Yeah, Ronan's muted.
I can unmute you.
You must have muted me. No, you must have muted me because I didn't mute myself.
Yeah, when you was talking to you, I ain't want your personal business to get out, so I had muted you.
Oh, well, no, it was just a quick conversation. But anyway,
you was talking to your girl. Man, I ain't know how much of that you wanted other people to hear.
I know you would lie. I got so many links and all kinds of ways you can get a hold of me. So that ain't never been no lie. Come on, man. I get Kenny Peoples in my email and my WhatsApp all day long. Ask me about Malaysian and definitely got to be a mix with a Filipina. all kind of mixtures, admixtures. I mean, that's why Andre do so many admixtures when it comes to Asian women. It's Kenny, man. Kenny is all about that shit, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
See that gets my attention now. Now I put a smile on my face knowing that. You see that? That has my attention.
No, man, I got you, International Quiet Storm, Kenny, all of y'all. I mean, I have a consultation. I have a Calendarly. There's plenty of ways to get a hold of me, lock me down, but you can always hit me up on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Real quick. Shout out to you, True Prodigy. Appreciate you pulling up, brother. You know, anytime that you see me, man, man, you welcome on the panel. Well, there's my panel because I'll be on other people's panels as well. But anytime I'm hosting a panel, you're more than welcome to pull up, bro. You respectful. You know how to converse in a civil manner, and those like my biggest rules over here. As long as we don't all have to agree, but as long as we can converse in a civil manner, that's pretty much all that I ask for. So, man, shout out to you, True. You welcome to pull up anytime you see me, brother. Yeah, bro said I ordered a pizza and it came in plain instead, which is crazy. Shout out to what Play Dog. He said, "No, David, stay your broke heart ass home and pick yourself up." That's crazy.
Damn.
I was mad.
Right, that's crazy. Hey, but don't feel no type of way. I don't know how many panels you've been on, but
I think
brothers.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Brothers, we bust each other's balls, man. That's life. That's what it is. You can't be, sore from it.
Yeah. That's all. Yeah. No, it wasn't nothing too. Like I say, if people get disrespectful in the chat, I'll get them out of here. But long as it's lighthearted fun, bro, like niggas be flaming me in the chat too. I don't. Long as it's like lighthearted and they not being disrespectful, I even tell my mods don't kick them out. Let them live. So shout out to you, Play Dog.
I think what he's trying to say is like, don't be like when you go out, just don't be bitter. Like, have an open mind.
No, I mean the thing is, surprisingly, it's not bitter. I'm not bitter. It's just that you get so accustomed to the social scene. After a while, you start to realize that your tolerance and your patience for it's not bitter. Your tolerance and patience for certain things are just wearing thin. Like you don't have time for like the 2-hour-long conversations. Either you're gonna link up, do what we gotta do, go about your business. So it's not bitter. It's just you're adapting to your environment, per se. If that makes sense, actually.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, living in Thailand, I feel like I've been detoxified myself from all the drama from back home.
See,
You know,
I need that. Need that.
I say all the time, my happiness don't need other people's. As long as I'm happy without regrets, I can care less what other people think of me.
You see how calm Adam is and Ronan, like how they look like they're at peace. They got a little calmness to them. Like there's inner peace, I don't know.
Ronan giving me Willie Dynamite, Cool Breeze vibes, just chilling. Chilling.
What can I say?
It's chilling, mellowing out, man.
I know I know where I'm at. I know what's going on.
They live in the place where like Philippines, Thailand has some of the best weather, man. Like,
oh yeah, we just got through our rainy season. It's beginning to be summer. I was already acclimatized, as you would say, because I lived outside of Houston, so that's the same kind of weather they have here. 60s to 80 degrees. A little bit of humidity to heavy humidity during the summertime. What do I got to stress out about?
Right.
I just put an album together. Well, on my first single, I'm about to release that on the 21st, dedicated to the military. I'm just sitting here vibing, man, learning, putting things in place so that, my life is automated. What I got to be stressed about? I'm at peace.
I just saw your email on your channel, so I'm gonna email you.
My
Okay.
bad, go ahead.
Yeah, just drop me an email, and we can work out some details. I give a lot of information without charging anything. It just depends on what you're asking for. You know what I mean? I don't charge people off the rip. It just depends on what you're asking for my time.
I mean, I value your time, so you don't gotta worry about the price. I value your time, man.
Yeah.
David,
If a person is willing to learn and they value my time and what I'm trying to do for them, I don't usually charge them anything. But if they the type of person that you can tell they're ungrateful, they don't want to listen, and they come back and ask you the same question over that you'd already didn't answer for, then yeah, I charge people for their time.
Yeah, and as you
Information.
should.
I don't waste my time with ungrateful people. It's like some of the Thai villagers here, they want to learn how to speak English. I taught English free to them, as long as they're willing to learn and put into work. The ones that their parents forced them to come and they didn't want to learn, they won't learn anything, I charge them for that. Because they were wasting my time. If they're going to waste my time, they better, somebody's going to pay me for it.
I hear that.
For sure. Well, me, like say when Black Cleaner was speaking about, like, say, the finance and the credit card and the Centurion Lounge and things of that nature. Reason why, and I would think, just saying this on my last live, reason why I give out so much free game and stuff like that. For one, if you over here, we already like-minded. And for two, honestly, if I'm being transparent, I want to see more people that look like me in these places that's supposed to be higher up. These places to where when I go in, I'm the only person that look like me or one other person. You know what I mean? So I be trying to give the game on that. Just to like, oh yeah, you made it too, brother. Welcome to the winner circle. You know what I mean? But that's just the way I roll. And I tell people all the time, like even Black Cleaner can contest. As long as you're part of this thing of ours, man, I hopped on calls with brothers. You know what I mean? It's just that for one, my time is very, very spoken for. So if a person hit me up and they be like, bro, like you got a couple, like I got a call I was on here and I was goddamn supposed to call them back. But yeah, it's always like I'm always making time and trying to chop it up with some of the brothers because I may be in a position to where this person knows something that I know. I mean that I want to learn. And you'd be like, well, shit, you showed me love. What I'm gonna look like, goddamn it, charging you. And even if they did, if it's worth me paying, I'll pay. I don't really care. You know what I mean? Because one thing I've said before that I'll say again, when y'all see me come on this YouTube and be like, all right, guys, that's it. I done made my last dollar. It's over with for me. That's when you could be worried. But long as there's some bread going around, I'm gonna get me something. That's just the way I'm cut, and that's just the way it is with me.
You heard me say
I couldn't hear you.
You heard me say many a times, my advice is based on my life experiences. It doesn't mean that it's right for you. Some people it might resonate with, other people it doesn't. Every individual is different.
Salute.
Take up what advice you can and create a better life for yourself.
Can I address what Knack means? He said charging people for advice.
Shout out to bro. He said charging people for advice is crazy. It should be a organic exchange of information. Yes, but no, and I'll tell you why. Because a lot of times that's what I don't give free advice because it's worth just that, nothing. I don't give unsolicited advice because it's worth just that, nothing. I come on this YouTube and I talk my thoughts and stuff like that. If it's for you, get it. If it's not, don't. But at the same time, like they say, free advice is worth just that, nothing. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, God damn it, you wasting your time and your breath for somebody not to even pay attention to you. And I value life too much to just be trying to plant my ideas in somebody's head and force it in their head. I just don't. So yeah, I get that, but yeah, no. A lot of times, like say people don't even execute on the free information that you give them. In fact, I'm gonna tell you what I learned. Your attention go where your money goes. If you want to see what's important to somebody, see where they spend their money. No matter what the fuck they say about, oh, my daughter's this, that, and the third. They not, no. You know what I mean? Charity at the goddamn strip club may be their favorite goddamn expense. But where your money, where your money goes, where your attention goes. So I land there.
I was gonna say,
Hey, Charlie, check your email.
My brother.
No, that
Okay.
can't do. Yeah. Check your email. Check your email real quick.
Can you pull up like Nak Measley's comment again? I just wanted to.
Okay.
In life, right? What I don't know, people are, most of us familiar with the Bible.
Say that again. I couldn't hear you. My bad.
I'm saying in the Bible, I know most people here are familiar with the Bible. It says a smart man learns from. I think it's biblical. I believe it probably is one of the Proverbs verses. It says a smart man learns from his mistakes. A wise man learns from the smart man's mistakes. Right. Advice is similar to that. Right. People pay. Look at companies pay. They have a whole field dedicated to consulting in America, right? People pay, companies pay people hundreds of thousands of dollars to get consultations. And it might not always be good or it might not be great, but it's to sift through, right? If I need advice for something, let's say I wanted to go to the Philippines and I don't want to spend a whole 2 weeks trying to figure out YouTube videos, like watch 50 YouTube videos to get an understanding. I'm a pay, let's say Ronan charges like $50 an hour. I'm gonna pay the $50 an hour because in that $50 an hour, it saved me time. Time is money. I mean, time is money, right? But the reason why time is more important because I allocated that money towards me not having to spend so much time. And like the guy Smith X3 said, is it investing in knowledge is ROI. People, you spend money to go to the doctor, right? He gives you advice. People go to have personal trainers. That's advice on your fitness. When you go to a lawyer, that's legal advice, right? So there's nothing wrong with a person charging time for advice. If someone like a Ronan or Adam accumulated time in another place and they made mistakes and they see what works and they see what made them successful and they see what didn't work in Thailand or the Philippines, it's nothing wrong with them charging for that because they're charging for the experience. They had to go through it. And what you're doing is you're paying to, like, in Six Flags at the Flash Pass, like you're paying not to deal with that, not to make those necessarily same mistakes. You know what I mean? And it could cost you
for sure.
You paying that consultation will probably save you money because let's say you go to Thailand and you buy the wrong SIM card, right? You that was money that you could have saved if you would have listened to Adam or Philip.
That, and also you need to make sure if your phone is unlocked.
Let me say this real quick. I don't really
real quick. Hold on. Now let me just. Is somebody in the back? I think it says Epic. I can't see the rest of it. If you cam up, just because you knew, is them your people, Ronnie?
I don't know Epic. If that's what you said, Epic.
Oh no, yeah, no. We finna get that ready to close down anyway. We finna get ready to close, but I couldn't see your face either or. But we finna get ready to close out. I'm already here like a good 30.
Oh wait. He said it's Nak. It's Nak Measy. You can let him up. I know him.
Oh, okay.
He's coming up with a funny name, I guess. I don't know Epic, but I know Nak.
No, it's Epic Fury.
Yeah. Oh, Epic Fury.
Me. Yes.
But let me say this real quick before you start in Nak, because I know you're about to go. I don't talk down about people wanting to get consultations or whatever. My first place that I would go to is like even Pathfinder said, go to Google and do the research for yourself if you want to dig. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that anybody can tell you that you can't find for yourself. The only thing I would have to say is make sure you're asking all the right questions. You get what I'm saying? Because there's certain things you're not going to foresee that you need to anticipate before you get somewhere. And then it's too late to turn around and try to get that thing after you're in certain countries. You can't order it. You can't get it delivered. It's it's not available. So there are certain things, yes, you can go online and do all the research about the environment, the culture, and all these things. That's automatic. And like I said, there are certain things like I wish I would have remembered to bring. I was smart enough to send myself a generator to my lady's family because I knew the power was going to go out. There were certain things I already knew to anticipate, and I sent that to myself in a big package, through a shipping container. So it was dirt cheap, $165. It didn't even matter about 150 pound weight for $165. That's damn near $1 a pound for all the shit I needed. You get what I'm saying? They're called Bakubon boxes. So there's ways that you can ship across the world, cheaply, things that you're going to need. But make sure you anticipate everything. If you're going to do your own research, just anticipate the things you're going to need. Know what environment you're moving into. A lot of things you can find. That's why I say I don't normally charge for advice because there's certain things that you can find out on the internet. What I charge for in my time is if you're asking for financial advice. If you're asking for the things that took me 15, 20 years to learn, yeah, you're going to pay for my time because I'm worth a lot. But if you're just asking me a general question about how to move in a certain country, I can give that to you. That's nothing. But if you're working off of trying to gain something as far as monetarily wise that I took years to learn, you ain't getting that free. But yeah, go ahead, Nat.
All right, salute to all the brothers on the panel. What's up, y'all? Yeah, I would definitely pay for financial advice from someone who's financially stable. Paying a consultation for someone that's going to give you easily findable information that you can find on the internet is lazy. It's intellectually lazy. Number one. Number two, you're robbing yourself of the adventure, of the experience of finding your own path. His path, what fits him may not fit you. Please don't fall for I got the game. Just charge me this, and when you hit Thailand, I'm gonna no, because most of the time it's the blind leading the blind out there. You can find cheap accommodations. You can find box. You can find anything you want on the internet. And what I'm saying is that same feeling that you have when you see another brother in a place that you don't normally see us, like, oh, yo, you here? Congratulations, you made it, right? That's the organic interaction I'm talking about. In that interaction, in that seeing us in places that we are not seeing that much, the conversation should come, yo, you good? Where are you staying? Oh, I'm staying here. Oh, whoa. That spot gets hot on a Friday. Let me show you another spot. This is the organic I'm talking about. To come there and say, well, yo, I could really put you on, but, you got to pay me. Not you saying that, but if someone's coming out with it like that, it just goes to that the majority of these travelers that are not of retirement age are running from the West looking for a cheap come up. So that half of them are broke, right? Half of them are broke and they're looking for any sort of person that looks like them to financially scavenge off of them because they're not getting money. Now holla at me.
That's a fact.
I mean, that's a
I definitely agree with that. Just real quick, I definitely agree with that. Because what I learned from Ronan, the Wandering Traveler, I could have he could have charged for that because I knew where to stay. I knew, goddamn it, what guys not to, goddamn it, go to for Ubers and shit for the taxis and stuff like that. I knew the regular prices as far as rooms and stuff was overcharged and stuff like that, and all of that was free. But now let's not, and I get and I fully agree with what he was just saying, but let's just keep it a buck. A lot of what these people are selling online is just re-curated stuff that's already online. You know what I mean? So I agree with that, but in order for if you want somebody to take their time out to do something specific for you, that's when you should be cognizant of their time. You see what I'm saying? Because when people say, "Oh, time is money," I completely 100% disagree, and I'll tell you why. Time is infinitely more important than money. Because if I gave you $10,000 tonight, but say if you can't wake up tomorrow, you wouldn't take that $10 million. You wouldn't take it. So how can time and money be on the same playing field? You know what I mean? But I agree with the gist of what he's saying. If you were going somewhere and like that's how I met a lot of the brothers that I met, we organically change information.
Right.
You know what I mean? Exchange information. So yeah, I agree. I agree with that when you add context to it. But like say when people get on here and be like, oh bro, you're gatekeeping this, that, and the third. For one, everybody don't want to hear it. And for two, I think like say, like at least even for me, you pay attention more to stuff when you pay for it. It's so much, literally, I promise you, everybody on here is ways to make $1 million on YouTube right now. We just got to find where. With that,
hey brother, can I add something real quick?
Yes, sir.
When I run into brothers, or when I used to run into brothers in Thailand, right? Now sometimes I'm gonna keep it on. I'm like the old white lady clutching her purse when I see a bunch of brothers. I go the other way, because this new breed of brothers that's coming out there are embarrassing. They make me cringe, and they bring in a whole bunch of nonsense that doesn't need to come to a place where we're trying to find peace. Most of us, right? Some of us are trying to find a piece of something else, but to each his own. There were some brothers trying to get to Walking Street from Second Road, and I saw them about to get scammed by a bot bus driver, trying to charge them 200 baht per person for 3 people. So I said, yo, let him go. I got you. And I did the interaction in Thai, negotiated them all the rate for 100 baht, which is 30 baht a piece, 35 baht a piece, to the same spot with another bot boss. That's organic. And it's because when I see my brothers, I see myself for the most part. And that right there, that's going to stay with them. You see what I'm saying? There's no way, I know people out there that will do like this. Don't worry, I'll fix it, right? And then say, go to that person and then get a kickback from so-called hooking you up. A lot of these expats, I'm going to tell you, the most dangerous people that you find traveling abroad, a lot of them come from your own country, and a lot of them look like you because they go out there and they struggle because they don't plan correctly.
That's a fact.
They don't know the language. Yes, they're not integrated into the society. They're a constant tourist, right? So if you're not in certain circles, there's nothing you can really do for me. Let's say someone just moved there, right? They moved there 2 years ago. They could say, yeah, sawadee ka, sabaydi mai, service level BS. There's nothing they can do for me. There's nothing. So what we can do is learn from each other and share game, but charging, unless it's some real deep, like, all right, I'm going to take you on my visa run, or I'm going to do this, then of course you show love. But that whole scam, I'm telling you, there's people that call themselves experts after living 2 years in a country and they can't even speak the language. They can't count to 10 in the language. They don't know their butt from their elbow in that area. They don't understand that pointing. They don't understand that touching someone's head. They don't understand. There's so many nuances that they don't get. And what will happen is they'll end up getting each other in trouble. Happened with my own cousin on the way from Suvarnabhumi Airport. This dude is pointing at at the picture of the new king, or the king's son, the newest king, right after number 9, and saying, "Yo, that MF's pictures everywhere." I said, "Oh my God!" And I put him on before he came to Thailand. I said, "Bro, you ever heard of lesa majesta laws? You get locked up for that." And before it even gets to you getting locked up, you speak about the king in a negative way. Even a person in the car might not even rock with the king, right? Let's keep it 100. A lot of them don't even like the new king. But just because they want to appear patriotic and that they are standing on business, they will set it on you.
Mm-hmm. Let me say this real quick. I just want to accent what you just said, Nagmeezy, is your circle. If you're in a country for a certain amount of time, you should have a circle of trust about people and an environment that got you in to a cultural level of the town that you're in, the city you're in. If you don't have that, then you really haven't established yourself in that country yet. You know, the family I'm with, my lady, her family, her father, barangay captain. If he wanted to be, he keeps turning it down year after year. You know, so with him, everybody knows who I am. You know, but I still don't do a lot of things out in town. Why? Because look at my face. I'm an American. You still need that circle of trust so you don't get taken advantage of because they know you got money. You know, there's certain things you're going to have to trust people to do for you in some of these countries at first, whether you know the language or not. It is you learn the language, and I'm not telling you not to. I'm saying learn the language, but at the same time, that does not stop you from not being taken advantage of because they do know you have money no matter what. So your circle of trust is where you're going to be able to take advantage of some of those things that you're trying to, especially bigger money things. Going to a market where everything's set in price, you don't have to worry about that. You start looking at property, you start looking at things, you're going to need people that you trust. And that's where your circle of trust starts to get reinforced on who you really got around you. And are they around you because you're an American, or are they around you because you guys have common interests, or you're already family? Like Adam over there, he's married to a Thai woman. You know, my lady here in the Philippines, I'm in a fucking province. I'm not in a fucking city. You know, there's no advantages here. You know, if you don't know what you're doing.
I mean, just to piggyback off of what Ronan said, I know two YouTubers that I could vouch for and say the reason why I would definitely pay for a consultation. Well, most of the 3 or 4, but right about that. Because not only I support their channel, but the work they've shown, they're consistently consistent. You know, most recently Ronan did a live on is Dr. CB legit or not? I learned something there. So I'm always learning something that could be, you know, to add to my daily life and my daily routine. And knowing that these brothers are quality brothers and they actually down there, you know, happy, peaceful, found the soulmate, living that life, I'm definitely going to say, you know what, maybe I should pay for a consultation because certain lessons I don't want to learn the hard way, you know. But you're not wrong in your assessment. But in regards to paying for a consultation, I would definitely do it because the brothers give valuable information, they give consistent information, and they give honest information, and they have boots to ground, and they you know, they're successful. So I'm not gonna, you know, just say I want to go learn and go to a different country blindfolded and learn the hard way. Absolutely not. If I could make it easier, I'm gonna do that.
It's the nuances of the country, like even Pathfinder just said about the money. They value, even Japan, you handle money a certain way. There's respectful things that you need to know about that culture. And sometimes even when somebody gives you game, if they don't tell you everything, you haven't done the research, you're still going to sit there and look stupid because they didn't remember to tell you everything. You get what I mean? So unless somebody goes through a fine-tooth comb with you, and as a consultant, even when I go through a financial planning, I'm going to ask you a whole bunch of fucking questions. Because my ideas of what is right is different from your ideas. So if I'm not sitting here itemizing all the things I might need to ask you in order to get the best answer for you, which you could have done already by just going and ChatGPT, hey, look for this because this is the personality I am. This is the thing I need to do. It can cater it towards who you are. As a person giving you consultation, I literally have to go through step by step and ask you certain things to consider what you might like. Not me. I like being in the country. Most people want to be in the city. Most people want to be around a lot of activity. I'm older. I want peace. I can fly 60 minutes. I'll be right in Manila, BGC, have a good old time. Matter of fact, I'm about to do that on the 18th till the 21st. And then guess where I'm going to be? Right back out here.
Many guys go overseas and they don't work on themselves or do the research first before they make the move. Then they wind up making the same old mistakes they made back home. You know, they do that. Now, if I offer somebody asks me general questions they could find online, if it's a couple, I might answer them. But if they ask me 500 million questions that they could have found online to answer it, I'm going to charge them for it.
I think the most telling thing that I've learned, because you know the brother mentioned that you should give advice freely. Well, Ronan gave advice on one of his live streams that changed my perspective on the Philippines. Not in a bad way, but I'm looking at countries that I potentially want to move to. And I found out, which was free information, that you can't own land in the Philippines without being married, if I'm not mistaken, Ronan.
Yeah,
Married
married
to
In Thailand.
part of the business. Even you don't even own it.
yeah. So
lease
see, that alone, I'm like, I'm not going to the Philippines now. I'll go to visit, but potentially live.
Here's the thing, and the caveat with that even was, if you're going to buy land, it needs to be attached by legacy, meaning your children get to inherit it. If you're going to have children, that means you need to be dedicated to the woman you're going to get married to, or you're going to have children by her. Then you're not screwing yourself if you buy land. Why? Because it's going to pass on to your descendants. That's the legacy end of it. So if you're going to buy land, and make sure you're planning on having kids with the woman that you're buying land with, because then you're not losing out. It just goes to your children anyway. But if you buy land all willy-nilly in places that you're not going to absolutely own the land, hell, you don't even own the land in America. If you really think about it, you can get it reclaimed by taxation.
That's true.
Stop playing.
You can't own land in the Philippines, but however, as a foreigner, you can lease land.
You can lease it up to 50 to 90 years. There's limitations in certain places, but like I said, the only way you can own land is through legacy, meaning your children really own it because you had children by that Filipina or that Thai person. Because at the end of the day, when you die, it don't go to your family members. You can't will it to somebody and out of the country. It's going to go somebody of blood-born nature.
It's like I said, my wife owns this house here. She's going to do before we got married. If something happens to my wife or she passes away first, you think this house is going to me? I already know that it's not going to me. It's going to the family. So that means I'll have to find another place to stay. What if I decide to stay in Thailand or move to a different country?
Too late.
Damn, I was too slow.
You gotta be quick on the job.
I was too slow.
Hey, she ain't one of those types. She ain't trying to be internet famous like that, bro. Yeah. All right, well, real quick.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Shout out, Miss Ron.
Shout out to Miss Ronan Travels, man.
I want to be like Ronan when I grow up.
Nah, shout out. I'm my computer.
And like I said, good woman, good, very talented, good family, and that's the thing. She's covered by her family. That's what I look for. A woman undercovering. Her father, her mom, she don't go anywhere without her family. Matter of fact, she'd give her to go somewhere with her family. Her birthday's this weekend.
Happy birthday.
I don't need to worry about that. I got a truck downstairs. If he needs to drive it, he can drive it. Matter of fact, I prefer him to drive it. I ain't trying to get in an accident being in that car driving. They can fleece you for that too. You certain things you just got to understand.
Yeah, dig that.
It's like here, I spend a lot of time with my wife, even though now she's probably gone to feed the dogs, but normally she's in the living room while I'm on the line talking. If we do anything, we usually do it together, and if it's not with me, it's with family and friends that I both know. So it doesn't give them too much option to do things that are inappropriate for people or family. It's like my wife's Facebook. My wife's Facebook consists of like the lottery and taking care of the dogs, stuff of that nature. She ain't up there in the dating suit or trying to show herself off, doing things for views, clicks and views, she just posts everyday life in general. Like if I want to look on the phone, I can look on her phone. She can look on mine.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely on my way. I'm definitely on my way to one of these countries. Like I say, I think Thailand is going to be one of my big trips. I already got the points put up for that, at least one way. So
I'd say now,
there's that. But guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. I'm not gonna even say 10 minutes from now or this, that, and the third. I'm just gonna say we're gonna wrap it up here, just because I said 10 minutes ago, an hour ago. So we can all get our ending words out. Start ending with David. You want to say anything before you get up out of here, good brother?
Yes, sir. I appreciate all of you brothers. Ronan, that's OG, big brother right there. We got the gentleman in the top from Thailand, the brother in the middle. Thank you for allowing me to come on your channel. I appreciate you guys, and ending on that, be authentic, fellas. It always works.
Facts.
Agreed.
Always works.
Remember, man, this is Charlie Chan TV, man. If you can, if it's not too much, man, give your boy a subscribe, man. We have these stimulating conversations all the time, and what we try to foster over here is a community of men to where it's okay for us to get together, share ideas, not agree with each other all the time, but always be on a respectful plane. You know what I mean? So yeah, appreciate you pulling up, bro. And once again, man, you was cool and everything like that. So anytime I'm hosting a panel, you welcome to pull up, bro. Appreciate you, Dave.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, man.
Absolutely, no problem. As real, you want to say anything before we get up out of here, good brother?
Yeah, thanks for having me on. It's been a pleasure.
It's like your second or third time over here, ain't it, bro?
Probably like my fifth.
Oh, okay. My bad, man. I didn't host damn near 100 panels by now.
Yeah, it's sometimes like when I come home from work or if I'm working overnight, I'll listen to you during the nighttime. So I'm actually sometimes listening in the background. I wanted to say great talk. I appreciate you for having me on. I want to be like Ronan when I grow up. You know, I appreciate you guys are setting the standard. And much blessings to you guys. Same thing as nice meeting Adam. I'm familiar with the guy in the middle top. We spoken before. It's good to hear you again. It's been a minute. I also wanted to say, but guys, just get out there and travel, man. Try to get there at least like twice out the year, and figure out a way if you can. At least if you could live somewhere else for another 6 months out of the year, or stay somewhere else for like a year or two, and see how it feels, you know, and see how you might, and then afterwards think if you want to say, okay, I want to come back to America, because you know, I'm being honest, I think America's in decline, and I think sometimes it doesn't hurt to just see what else is out there in the world, you know.
Absolutely right.
I just keep it simple. I say thanks for having me on the panel. Goodbye, so you can go ahead and end the line.
All right, X-Pac, man, as always, man, you know, it's always a pleasure conversing with you, man. You always bring interesting perspective, and it's definitely appreciated. So appreciate you, X-Pac. Until next time. Black Cleaner, you want to say anything before you get up out of here, my good brother?
Yeah, thanks for having me. You know, once again, appreciate everything. Yeah, check out my page at The Black Cleaner. I'm on YouTube. I just dropped another video about traveling while black. You know, Cartagena Part 2. So y'all can, those who's looking to go to Cartagena, you'll be able to learn a little bit of the history on Cartagena with that one. And yeah, thanks for the you know, talking about the Dr. Sabia debate. I hope you like, you know, my performance there. David.
You held your own. Like I told you, even y'all don't understand. There was about a week and a half prep for that debate. And Fearless is notorious for trying to get in the group chat and figure out what people's argument angles are going to be before the actual debate. So I was just telling them, don't bite on that shit in that damn chat. Just put your information in there. Let's just set a date and ignore the rest of that shit, because he will come in that room and try to mentally mindfuck you way before he has to debate you.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I liked it. It was a good debate because I don't debate, but you know, I think I held my own. So
You did.
Appreciate it.
Like I said, it's the court of public opinion. It opens the eyes up of people to expose them to, you know, different herbs, different things that are more towards our genetic makeup as, you know, people of African descent. and a darker skin, melanated skin. We all shouldn't have the same diet. We all aren't the same body types. There's a lot of different things that go into you and who you are. But I don't know if you're done, Black Clean. I don't want to take over. Go ahead.
No, that was it. I'm just saying, hey, I appreciate it. You know, thanks for the.
If you could be so
accolades
kind as
and
to pull up that image I'm sharing there, Charlie.
That's it. Peace.
Okay, for sure. Was you done, Black Cleaner?
Nah, yeah, I just put on the
I appreciate you, Black
Cleaner.
Cleaner. It's always a pleasure, my good brother.
Yep, one.
All right, for sure, brother.
So March 21st, I have my first single being sent out. It's on Shopify. It's on Apple Music. It's going to be everywhere. The song is still standing, The Life I Live. It's said as an individual thing, but should identify with most servicemen and women, whether it be veteran, active duty. My heart goes out to the brothers and sisters that are serving right now, that are being deployed over to Iran. This is not their fight. They should not be involved in it. But as we all know, being military or expats or ex-veterans, we know sometimes we don't get to challenge the orders. We just got to follow through on them because we want to get home too, you know, no matter what's going on. So the song, I think, will identify with a lot of people, but it comes out on the 21st. Stay tuned for that.
Absolutely.
Shout out. Then we actually have a live on Friday night or Sunday night. We're still trying to iron down the day, but that's going to be what's going on in Iran.
That's a fact. Real quick, guys. Before I play my outro, man, you guys don't forget to like and subscribe if you're gonna know, because I go live a lot of times randomly. I like to put it up like the day before, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go live tomorrow. Tomorrow as being in Wednesday. So a lot of times for you guys to know, not just people that's on the panel, but people that's in the chat. Only way you will know if you like and hit the notification bell, because we be having some very interesting conversations over here. I think our next conversation is going to be, is there any room for Pookies in the travel space? We ain't got to go into it. That's gonna be tomorrow's chat, man. So y'all don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and y'all pull up tomorrow, man. It's gonna be just as tantalizing. I'm gonna go ahead and lead out with this with the outro song. If y'all was here in the beginning, y'all seen my intro song, which is completely different. It's a whole visual with it, but this is the outro joint. So let me see. What did it not show? What happened? Oh, okay.
It's coming up.
Okay. Yep. So we're gonna go ahead and close out with that, man. This is Charlie Chan with Charlie Chan TV. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. Shout out to Vibing with Misha. Shout out to Ryan, Vacation Time with Ryan. Shout out to Black Cleaner. Shout out to X-Pac. Shout out to Ronin's Travelers. Those are all the people that has YouTube channels that's affiliated with this thing over here. So go check them out. They always got them dropping some new stuff for your head, man. Check them out. Charlie Chan approved. So yeah, man. Appreciate everybody that pulled up, man, and shared a great comment, or even if you just listen while you was at work, it's still appreciated, man. So y'all have a good one, and we're gonna go ahead and spark this up and get ready to get up out of here. So appreciate y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, fighting out the travel corner, the undisputed global contender, TV. Yeah. Bell ring, ding. Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan. Step in the ring, yeah, you the man. Backport stand, I watch him land. Heavyweight moves, world in his hands. Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan. Gloves laid tight, camera in hand. Every city turned to a fan. Main event, every time he land. Walk in the ring like Rio Carnival. Brazil nights, feel unstoppable. Boca Chica sand, tactical. Blue Mall drip, fashionable. Oxy vibes, traveler excellence. Got life waves at presence. Designer breakfast, elegance. Camera steady intelligence. Mr. Flight still made it. Turns it back, center greatness. Every L built patience. Now the arena shaking. He don't throw punches. He throw punches. Left foot angles. Confidence. Real get his dominance. Heavyweight grind, no nonsense. Charlie Chan. Charlie Chan. Charlie Chan. Charlie Chan. Step in the rain, yeah, he the man. Passport stand, I watch him land. Heavyweight move, world in his hand. Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan. Gloves lace tight, camera right hand. Every city turn to a fan. Main event, every time he land. Carnival lights, championship, Brazilian nights, ownership. Ocean waves, that motion grip. Camera lock, no focus slip. Every vlog like title defense. Every upload makes silence tense. Algorithm can't stop the shit. He move global, no fence. Polo, fresh, clean, fit. Breakfast, views, lead, mix. 10 rounds, 3-minute clips. Every trip, hit peak, metrics. He ain't loud, but the moves speak. From Island Heat to city streets. From turbulence to front row seats. Not a whole crowd on their feet. They doubted the vision. He tightened the gloves. They questioned the grind. Heroes above. Now the lights flash bright. Every city prime time. Every vlog prime time. Yeah, prime time. Charlie Chan. Charlie Chan. Charlie Chan. Ain't no bend across the land. Yeah. From east side sand to the stand. Heavyweight with the camera and Charlie Chan. Charlie Chan. Charlie Chan. Bell ring loud, he don't stand. World tour written in the plan. Undisputed, travel chant. If you want it even more.